game next week. And on those last 30 sides, a hungry for this win. Good luck to both sides.
Okay, welcome back to Greta Oval here for this preliminary final, the under-18s match. Singleton Greyhounds, they'll be defending the Northern River End, Greta Branxton Colts. They'll be defending the Southern Highway, and man in charge in the middle here will be Mr. Anthony Worth. About to blow time on. Very blustery conditions here at Greta Central Oval. Father's Day, happy Father's Day to all those fathers out there, and a special mention to my old man Tony, hopefully tuning in at home. Should be a great game of footy. This one, Foxy, joining me in commentary.
Yeah, it should be a cracking game, and there's the wind proving havoc already.
Okay, Singleton, a little offload there earlier on, working off their own line, 20 metres out here. And that looks like Tamati Edwards at dummy half. They're going to come back here to the left. And that's Rory Barry. He punches one up. It's just a nice little opening set here for the Singleton Greyhounds, looking to get to their kick. They've got a fair breeze at their back in this first half. I'll come down this way now, and that looks like Hayden Davidson lays his foot to the ball. It's a good one as Greta Branxton Colts fullback Joy Thorpe allows it to bounce a few times before he reels it in, and he's pulled down. So a good opening set there from the Singleton Greyhounds, Foxy.
Yeah, really good set there. That's what the coach would be after, just get through the motions and get a good kick on the back of it, and they're showing some vigour in defence to start.
Very strong tackle there, met there by the Singleton Greyhounds. It was throwing that, this time it's handed on there to Sam Martin. He started from the bench. And he looks like he's been hurt in that tackle. It wasn't Sam Martin, that was Blake Bridge, my apologies. The Greta Branxton winger looking to do a bit of work, and it was met fairly heavily. He might have copped a bit of a head knock there, so he doesn't know where he is at the moment, Sam Bridge. So
yeah. Poor fella's a bit dazed, and I'll tell you what.
Blake Bridge, I should say.
The testosterone's at an all-time level here. The boys are charged up for the start of this under-18s fixture.
So it was Singleton on the receiving and Scone, the first side through to the grand final. This one, Foxy, a fairly entertaining game last one, 18-14, won by the Scone Thoroughbreds. So
it was right at the end of the game too. They only just come away with the Scone sides through a bit of individual brilliance by young Jackson Smith to set up the last try. And yeah, the Singleton boys looking to show that urgency and that intensity early and try and shell shock the Greta Branxton Colts here.
Well, they've started a million miles an hour, and a little bit of concern here for Blake Bridges, the Greta Branxton winger. He's still prone as Greta Branxton first aid officer there, Andrew Jacobs, comes in and gives him some special attention. About to get to his feet.
Get the magic sponge out. Bruce Connolly, the Singleton trainer, heading over to help as that mightn't be the worst thing. Hopefully he's okay, but it might just take a bit of the sting and intensity out of that Singleton side for the Greta boys as they look to probably do the same as the Singleton Greyhounds and just get through their first set of 6 going into the wind here.
He's onto his feet, mate. That's the main thing. So
100%.
Looks like he's right to continue. So that's good news for the Greta Branxton side. We're about to get back underway. He's going to play the ball. Okay, Xavier Harmer, he hits the ball up here and the Greta Branxton work it off their line. Looks like Riley Maidham's playing a hooking role at the moment. Goes on to Vinnie Morris, tips on to Vinnie Morris there, and he's going to work it out. Spins in the tackle before he's eventually put down. Made him a dummy half. Back to Lewis Jacobs for the kick. Inside the 40. It's a high one that goes across field. And just bounced in, probably about 2 millimetres inside the eastern touchline there, and Greta Branxton complete their first set.
Yeah, they'll be happy to get that one underway, and you see how strong that wind is. I honestly thought that bounced on the line, but Darren Whitbourne in the right position there, and they get through their first set of 6, and completions at 100% each, 1 apiece.
Okay, that looks like that's a strong tackle there. It was Jaden Brumby was the man hitting the ball up there in the headgear for the Singleton side. And this time that looks like Julian Stewart. He'll take his second carry of the game. Tamati Edwards at dummy half, the hard-working hooker.
Looks like something that Singleton in both games are looking to start early with the interchange and a pass and nice little tip-ons, yeah.
So they work it over to a halfway now into the Greta Branxton area. Now the first little shift out the back there. Looks like the Singleton fullback Ryan Jerkins into the play there. So everyone getting their hands on the ball nice and early. Good to see. Last play here for the Singleton side. Goes to Tyler Ward, and he not the best kick, and they were offside over there, so looks like it's just going to be a change over here to the Greta Branxton side. So 3 sets all completed so far, so a steady start to this under-18s game. Like I said, very blustery conditions here on Father's Day, Greta Central Oval. Greta Branxton Colts are asked to come off their own line again. This time that's Xavier Harmer into the action. He carts it up and pops one out the back. Nice little basketball pass over the top there from Riley Madem. Vinnie Morris, he steps off his right foot, shrugs off one before the cavalry arrive for the Singleton side, and they're hunting in plenty of numbers at the moment, the Singleton Greyhounds defence. They're going to go left this time. Riley Madem takes a scoot himself out of dummy half. He's felled just shy of the 40-metre line, the Greta Branxton Colts. The crowd's starting to pick up here at Greta Central Oval. This time goes on to Hunter O'Neill. He carts it up, and he's slammed down there from the Singleton Greyhounds defence. Made him at dummy half. Appeals for a penalty. It's not forthcoming. Vinnie Morris, non-cut out pass there. On to Brody Grant playing the back row, and that's out to Cody Westwood, the flying winger. He stepped back in field. He took the better option, the safe option. Lukey Dean asked for a quick play of the ball, doesn't get it. Lewis Jacobs tips on there. Brody Grant for his second carry in the set. For his back slam, strong tackle again from the Singleton side. Quick play of the ball. Riley made him look to catch the marker snapping. Yeah. And there's a penalty there. He milked that there well, Foxy.
Yeah, really good play because it was the last tackle of the set there, and smart football there by the Riley made him. Quite experienced. He's played a lot of senior football already in his young career, and definitely used that experience here.
Covers multiple positions too, Riley Maiden. Looks like he's playing 9 to start with here today, but he plays front row, lock forward. He can play a bit of 5'8", very versatile player. So the Colts will start their first attacking raid from about 30 metres out from the Singleton line. Lukey Dean, he's the centre 3/4. He's going to take the tap and go forward. He works it up to just about 22 metres out. Lewis Jacobs, this time he tips onto Harmer. Little 3 in the bed, 4 in the bed out the back. A little bit scrappy there at the end. Hunter O'Neill says, I'll just go forward, as he does. Bounces off one, looks to shrug off a second without succeeding in that part there. So scream for the ball to the right there. Looks like tips on there, Vinnie Morris. And he's put down just a couple of metres short from the Singleton line, looking for opening points. Greta Branxton Colts. Riley Maiden throws a dummy and goes himself, but he's fairly well catered for there. There was 4 Singleton players in there to shut that down. Dummy half there out to Jacobs. Jacobs, a cut out pass to Lukey Dean. On to Cody Westwood in the corner, and he's into touch. Nice attacking raid there down that right side.
Yeah, I thought that was summed up quite well by the 5'8" there, Lewis Jacobs. He threw a really nice ball onto the centre, and unfortunately just couldn't quite execute in the corner there, the Colts, and just went into touch as we sort of lost a bit of vision in there in the corner.
So Singleton to work it off their own line. That looks like Rory Barry, the front row forward, the big lanky number 8.
Good intensity from both sides in their line speed early.
Defence at the moment, isn't there?
Yeah.
To see appeals for the penalty this time. Tamati Edwards not coming. They're going to hit that right side again. This time it goes to the right back row. That looks like Jake Ball over on that side, is it?
Yeah, really impressed with his game last week. He's a really good key factor in the attack for the Singleton Greyhounds.
Okay, it's a nice jigging run there from the 5'8", Tyler Ward. He's eventually put down right in front of the Singleton dugout there. And looks like a mistake there. Getting up to play the ball. So pats on the back there all around from the Greta Branxton side.
That's a little bit disappointing there for Singleton, isn't it? They were
failed to get to their kick and present Greta Branxton with another attacking opportunity. And fairly even start by both sides, mate. I've been impressed.
Yeah, really good football game that's coming on here. And Greta Branxton Colts, I'll be really keen to see how they go down and attack the line here in this last set as well. The scrum's packed here for the Greta Branxton Colts. They have a full set, 40 out.
Okay, Anthony Worth not happy with the scrum there. You're going to repack it. Ball goes in, and as expected, Greta Branxton win the scrum. Lewis Jacobs, he comes back out the back to the custodian, Jai Thorpe. He's had a fair year for the Greta Branxton side. Made him at dummy half. He's going to send it on to Harmer, and he's been busy early. Once again, he's put on his back in a very dominant display there. Tamati Edwards is involved there. This time back on the inside. That's Hunter O'Neill. He's been busy the left back row for the Greta Branxton Colts as well. Charlie Wilton, the Greta Branxton halfback. He's got his hands on the footy now. Lewis Jacobs. This time they go out the back there. Vinnie Morris tips on Lukey Dean. He done well to hand that on. He He had intentions of getting to the right winger in Cody Westwood, but he took the better option, just tucking under the jumper. And there's Brody Grant, who works it back towards the sticks. Lewis Jacobs screaming the ball to go left. He's just got himself shuffled on the right here. It goes out to Wilton. He's going to put a little cross kick. The Breeze has got hold of that, and it was a little bit too deep. And Singleton clean it up at the back, and they'll come back to 20 for a 7-tackle set.
I don't mind that option, the bomb into the Breeze, but probably just not executed. Just trying to get a feel for how strong that wind really is, so he can get his trajectory right.
Singleton looked to work it off their line. They couldn't complete last time, and at that time it's Jake Ball, the right back row. I feel. Let's hit that up. And that's Barry, the number 8 for Singleton. Quick play the ball. Still the Colts backpedaling there. As they working into a Greta Branxton territory. A little scoot out of dummy half from Edwards. He tips onto the halfback, Davidson. He's put him back and he's dropped the ball, Davidson. Strong tackle there.
Yeah,
that's back-to-back sets with the Singleton side have failed to complete.
Yeah, you touched on it there. Back-to-back sets with 0 completions after what was a pretty good start of the game. Singleton, they probably want to get that right pretty quickly. Otherwise, Greta, I think, will take advantage of it and come away with the first points. And
definitely winning the ground at the moment, Matt Singleton, mate. They're finding their front and quick play the balls, but just a little bit overzealous there, trying to play it a little bit too quick and spilt the ball, getting up to play it. So Greta Branxton once again looking to settle things down, come off their own line.
Yeah, Tamati Edwards very active out of dummy half.
That's been, mate, little pocket rocket he is there. So here goes Jai Thorpe, the Greta Branxton fullback. On to Luke Dean. As mentioned earlier, his old man, one of the men responsible for getting this ground up to the standard it is today, Scotty Dean at Dean's Turf Supply. So great if there, tip on there, Xavier Harmer. That's his 4th carry for the game already. He's been very busy. It's time Riley made him in the 23 jersey, playing the acting half role there. Back on the inside there, Vinnie Morris. He's going to skip out of 1. Looks to get it to promote over the left-hand side of the field. Still stands the tail, gets it away. Great play there, Vinnie Morris.
Another offload there by young Harmer.
And out there to Luke Dean. Look to come to the foot. Hold on to it. And lost the ball. Apologies, that wasn't Vinnie Morris there before. That was actually Flynn Mitchell that was bouncing out.
They're away.
Singleton away. Come to the fore. They're going to sum things up beautifully. And a great run there from Jack Ford, the wing 3/4.
A face full of grass there for his efforts.
Sorry, that was Eden Hampstead, I should say. I'll get it right eventually. So Singleton on the attack. 38 metres out for the Greta Branxton line. They're going to spin it right. Back on the inside. Just settles one back under the ruck there. That's Jack Ford.
It's a big 10.
Jake Ball, I should say. And Cooper Meldrum. He'll play a big part in this game as Singleton. They come left here. Halfback onto Davidson. Out the back there. Called 6 again as it's been touched by the Greta Branxton side. So Jack Ford, he'll take it back in forward. 6 more tackles. Singleton will be hard to keep out here. This time punching forward there. That's Jaden Brumby. Works it towards the sticks. Singleton with a golden opportunity to post first points in this 18th preliminary final. Short ball there on the Barry, looking for the line. He puts it down. Barry, the front row forward, slams it down. The opening try of this under 18s preliminary final. And our Musselbrook Steel Suppliers scoreboard will shortly read Singleton Greyhounds 4 with a kick to come. Lead the Greta Branxton Colts yet to score.
Yeah, worrying signs there. That's their first opportunity to attack the line, and they come away with points. And it's probably a 6-point turnaround because it was on the back of a Greta Branxton raid down this end that they dropped the footy and Singleton on the attack, made it upfield and come away with a really good try through the front rower.
As mentioned earlier there, Fox, I think they just went in the ruck at the moment. Singleton and quick play the balls there, and the Colts backpedaling just couldn't get back in the retreat. That was probably a fairly soft try in any standard of football, one off the ruck.
Anthony Worth just having a chat there. A couple of Greta boys might have given him a little bit of lip there in regards to that call, a bit of language, so he won't tolerate any of that, Anthony Worth.
Not sure what Riley made him was upset there. He kicked the ball away in disgust after the front row forward, Rory Barry, slammed the ball down, but yeah.
Looked pretty clean here, didn't it?
Certainly
Nothing
did.
too wrong with that. And you touch on the forwards for Singleton just laying the foundations and finding their front and really getting the Greta Branxton Colts rolling backwards. And unable to stop the flow so far.
Yep. So Ryan Jerkins from just the left-hand side of the upright. He shouldn't have any dramas with this one as he slots it straight between the posts. So the Muswellbrook Steel Supply scoreboard now reads Singleton Greyhound 6, leading the Greta Branxton Colts yet to score.
Wind wreaking havoc here today, isn't it? I reckon it's getting stronger.
Certainly is, mate. 40-20 is a premium from the side running from right to left on your screen. So Lewis Jacobs to get us back underway here. That's Rory Barry, the try scorer, that carts the ball back up looking for some more work. That's Brumby, the back row forward. He carts it up, and Singleton quite easily getting back out of their own territory. They're up over the 30 on play 2. And that's Barry again for his second setter. Buoyed by that try he scored just a minute and a half ago. 2 hit-ups this set already, so very busy. And they're up over halfway now. Singleton once again a strong carry, this time from the, that's Cooper Meldrum.
Ball's come loose there.
Brumby, he's lost the ball there. So failing to complete after points. They're in a good attacking position. They're Singleton after just 4 plays, but yeah, once again just a little bit over enthusiastic and lost the ball.
Riley made him a little bit slow to get up here. He might have picked up a knock. He's a pretty key factor for the Greta Branxton Colts. Riley made him.
He is, mate. Very versatile. I said he covers many positions, so I'm pretty sure he won't play the full game there. He'll probably slot back into the back row later on when we young Ned Hayes comes onto the field and play a little bit of 9. So yeah, as you mentioned, mate, Riley made him a very key player and been probably in their top 3 players in the under-18s competition all year. So his time's back on here as Riley Maiden is back to his feet.
Bit of a character too, isn't he?
He is, mate. So Lewis Jacobs to work the scrum. Made him out the back, goes on to Wilton. And that's Kane Aisco looking for a little bit of work early on. So work it back to the middle there, and this time it goes through Flynn Mitchell. As mentioned earlier there, Foxy, one of the first grade debutants this year on the Greta Branxton side. Flynn Mitchell and Vinnie Morris have both had a taste of that. So this time Charlie Wilton throws a dummy, looked to turn it back on the inside, but he just tucked under the arm, and he's fell just on the other side of the Singleton halfway. So 17 on the field now, that's Big Laird Young. He stomps up, quick play the ball. This time we got Vinnie Morris. Before he stands in the tackle, failed to be put on his back, he's going to play the ball. Riley made him onto Lewis Jacobs. He's going to send it to the heavens. The wind's going to get a hold of that, and that's going to take it on the full there by Cody Westwood. He done well, but it's the last tackle, and this will be a turnover to the Singleton side.
Good effort by the winger of the Greta Branxton Colts to just trail down the field there and take that one on the full, attack the footy, and it could be something they look to go for again.
Yep, exactly right there, Foxy. That was a completion there to Greta Branxton.
Strong tackle.
That was a strong tackle there, it was too. Brody Grant up underneath the ball. That's Barry the try, so once again put on his back.
Another good shot, Grant back to back there.
Will he go a third? Tips on nice unload there by Julian Stewart, and they're going to attack the Riders now the Singleton side. So it looks like Reed Stamp on the field for the Singleton side now playing acting half. They work it back towards the middle of the field. So they get to a completion. There's the completed set from the Singleton Greyhounds. He's going to find touch. Was it a 40-20? Where did he kick that ball from?
I think he was just outside. Yep. It was yeah, definitely just outside. He'll try as a good half.
Try to call his bluff there.
Yeah. Riley made him needs to be careful here because he's second time he's gone straight at Anthony Worth questioning the call, and he's already had a chat to him.
So it was a 40-20, was it?
I thought he was.
Yeah, I agree. I thought he was just this side of the line, but
looks like
Barry Nichols, he was all over it.
Yeah, it's probably why they were blowing up, I'd say. I thought we called it just the same. It was just over the 40, but...
So Singleton will have the ball, and that's the first 40-20 here today, as spoken about. So number 15, that's Isaac Adam, thrown onto the field. He's just a few inches short of the try line. Dummy half for that. This time be Reed Stamp. He goes out to the halfback Davidson. He tips on. Cooper Meldrum. Once again, he's short and a good tackle. They're going to spin it right, you'd think. They go that way. Davidson. Out the back there. It's a great pass to the winger. Crossing cover, and he's going to score there. Singleton cross for their second try.
Really good.
Jackson Maskey, the right winger. Great ball movement into the breeze. The Singleton Greyhounds on the back of that 40-20, and that paid dividends.
Yeah, they won't be happy about that, and unfortunately it's one of those things that you might not be in agreement with the call, but you just got to play the referee whistle and get your defence right. And really good attacking structure there by the Singleton Greyhounds, and the Colts just couldn't get across there and shut it down.
So our Muswellbrook Steel Supply scoreboard now reads Singleton Greyhounds 10 with a kick to come lead the Greta Branxton Colts 0. They've played each other 4 times throughout the year, mate. Singleton with the upper hand, leading 3-1 in that department. So, yeah, and taking the early lead in this preliminary final with a stiff breeze at their back in this first half.
Yeah, Colts just need to regroup, don't they? You know, 10-0, it's still early in this ball game. 12 minutes to go in the first half, and it's not all doom and gloom. A bit of the body language after that 40-20 was probably a little bit concerning, but just got to get behind the post here, listen to the calls coming in from the coach, Mitch Hammond, and get back into work and work on their defence and get the footy back in their hands and work hard to get back into this ball game. Be a tough kick here.
Well, he'll have the wind fair up his clacker there, mate. So
you'd nearly
Wester
aim at about 10 metres to the right of sticks, I'd say. Just tap it and let the breeze take it right across.
Got a fairly vocal, starting to build up the crowd here. In the second of 4 matches here this afternoon, so I expect by the start of first grade should be fairly busy over on that Western Hill.
Yeah, definitely doubled, hasn't it, since the league tag fixture? They've all rolled in.
So Ryan Jerkins from the right touchline to keep his perfect record in check.
I'd say he'd be getting plenty of advice off the hill too.
So about to move in. The right boot strikes it. Touchies haven't moved and he's nailed it straight between the posts. Great kick. Ryan Jerkins knocks it over. Singleton Greyhounds now on the Muswellbrook Steel Supply scoreboard. 12. Lead the Greta Branxton Colts yet to score.
Goal kicking could be quite pivotal in this breeze here today. As we've seen, it was the deciding factor in the league tag game. So it's really important to go up in sixes.
So this time, mate, he drives it low. And off the back fence. That's a strong run.
Young Adamthwaite.
Yeah, it was too. Adamthwaite.
Good shot, Flynn Mitchell.
That was a fraction higher, was it?
I didn't think it looked too bad from here.
Nate Howlett onto the field was a strong carry, and yeah, it looked like it reefed out. It wasn't a high shot at all. So reefed out was the call for the penalty.
There's only one in the tackle though. Nonetheless, Anthony Worth's made the call. Put this into the touch here. He might put it into the commentary box.
Yeah, Reggie,
on here.
Oh, a little bit of a draw on it.
One for producer Reg downstairs.
Okay, so Singleton will start this attacking raid from 40 metres out from the line.
Good
tackle. So Jaden Brumby, that's cut down underneath there. Kane Aisco, that was a strong tackle. So tackle on suspicion there, and it's going to be a penalty. Oh no, penalty the Greta Branxton side. Impeding defenders and a little bit of push and shove. The modern day rugby league melee. I'm pretty sure nothing will eventuate from there, and we'll get back under play with some rugby league very shortly.
You know, young fellas will sort themselves out here in the next couple of tackles, I'd say. Interesting call there. I thought he was tackled on suspicion there. How do you call that one, Mirrors?
Yeah,
as a referee yourself?
They're all 50-50 those ones, aren't they? Like can go either way. When there's collisions there, and like you say, on suspicion whether he's going to pass or not. But anyway, nevertheless, Greta Branxton get a relieving penalty. So Vinnie Morris to start the set here for the Greta Branxton side. He works it up over the 40 metre. That's a strong carry. 10 metres, they needed that. Quick play the ball. There's Flynn Mitchell this time. His two brothers will feature in the first grade final later on, Billy and Jordan. So big day for the Mitchell family. And 7 that was Laird Young this time for the Greta Branxton side. So that's his second carry since coming onto the field. Works it just up over halfway. Jacobs, he sends it on dummy to Brady Grant. He worked it back on the inside there to Luke Dean, and he's felled. So not much happening in this set so far, the Greta Branxton side. Just happy to settle down. That's a nice cut-out pass here to Cody Westwood in a bit of space. Kicks it back in field. Play on. And no, not before he went into touch. So Singleton will get the change over here, about 25 metres out from their own line.
I like the play that Lewis Jacobs been throwing at the left defensive edge of the Greyhounds early, though.
That's a couple of little half opportunities for the Greta Branxton right winger in Cody Westwood, mate. So, yeah, they'll probably look to use that play a little bit more.
Just finding their front on most plays, though, Singleton, aren't they? I think Greta need to work a little bit harder on that ruck control.
Yeah, exactly right.
You hear the commentary of the players on the field coming through the mics.
Put it down here. Oh.
Probably lucky not to get a high shot against him after that fumble.
So Greta Branxton with 6 again. They'll start their set just on halfway. So they're Laird Young. He's making a strong tackle. Made a dummy half onto Mitchell. He carts one up forward, just looking to settle it down. Looking to get himself in a prime attacking position here, the Greta Branxton Colts. Trailing 12-0 at the moment. This time they go left. This time through Kane Aisco, and he's put on his back. Strong tackle there from the Singleton defenders. Look like to work one back the post here. This time out the back, Charlie Wilton. He goes to Jacobs. Out the back there, Jai Thorpe. It's gone behind there. And there wasn't much urgency to dive on that loose ball.
Penalty blown here to Anthony Worth. It'll be interesting to see what this call is.
Penalty, yeah.
Scrum? Has he ruled it?
No, it's a Greta Branxton penalty.
Yeah. Tackled.
Taken without the ball, apparently, the signal there was.
Riley made it with a quick tap.
A reset here, the Greta Branxton side, and Jacobs screams to take it to the left. He wants to set up here on the right. So Harmer at dummy half. He goes on to Wilton. Short pass here this time to Kane Aisco, and he takes it up there. Sam Martin that was, sorry, not Kane Aisco. No, it was Kane, sorry, he's in the 15 jersey. And lost ball there. Xavier Harmer wasn't happy with the call.
It's unfortunate for the Colts, guys. I was really liking the look of the shape set up on this right edge that we've spoken about already. And yeah, young Jacobs not happy that he didn't get a chance to fire that shot. Good defence through the middle there to Marty Edwards we spoke about. He's only, not much of him there, but he
doesn't have to bend his back real far, does he? Get up underneath him.
No, and some of the forwards they run at him, target him, thinking he's a small body, and he doesn't mind lifting the big fellas.
Okay, Singleton, so they'll look to complete a set and just settle things down here. Maybe a 40-20 attempt on the end of this set. We'll see how they go. And cut down there was Eden Hampstead. Nice tackle underneath there from Lukey Dean. This time Jaden Brumpy. He carts one back up. He's been busy the left second row forward for the Singleton Greyhounds. Edwards at dummy half. They're going to come back down the short side once again. And it was the fullback Jerkins. He's happy to get up and play it. On to Brumby. He tips on this time. And that was the lock forward there in Cooper Meldrum.
He's away, is he?
So a little shift to the right-hand side there. Seeing Graham's last tackle now. Up she goes, little midfield bomb. Cody Westwood, a little bit of pressure on him, but he comfortably took it.
Been impressed with the winger here, young Westwood. He's been safe as houses on the wing for the Colts.
Has been, mate. Looks like a little Brett Dallas of the 90s. So Greta Branxton happy to just take that one from dummy half Lukey Dean, Lewis Jacobs, and Jai Thorpe in from the back, looking for a little bit of work as well. And a relieving penalty of the Greta Branxton side inside the 10. Singleton Greyhounds. So Colts just looking to settle this one down, one would feel, as Riley Maiden finds touch, and they'll start their set about 40 metres out. So Brody Grant in the headgear for the Greta Branxton side. He's picked up and absolutely unceremoniously put on the deck. Crowd weren't real happy with that one.
Crowd erupts here.
This time Xavier Harmer. He bumps off one before he's finally felled. This time it's Laird Young. He carts one up. So Greta Branxton just to the left of the left upright. Jacobs. He double pumps. Jai Thorpe out the back end. It's a nice strong tackle there from the winger coming there. Jack Ford to shut that down. Looking to work it back to the middle here. Jacobs sends it on to Harmer. Skips across field a little bit before he's finally put down. Last play. Will they run it? Maidham, dummy half. Last, that was not the option on the last.
I get a result though.
Six more out there. This time it's Blake Bridge after that indiscretion earlier on. And he's dropped the ball in the first tackle, and a golden opportunity to score their first points out of the Greta Branxton side.
Yeah, Anthony Worth going to rule the advantage was taken there, or?
No, you're exactly right there, mate. No advantage to the Greta Branxton side, although it had been advanced a couple of passes and they made ground. In his opinion, there was no advantage taken, so Greta Branxton will get another opportunity.
Yeah, you touched on probably not the right result as it was probably drawn up by Riley Maiden, but nonetheless they get the footy back, and with what, a minute 50 on the clock here, they'd love to score a try going into the break here.
You're right there, Foxy. Give them a lot of confidence going into half-time if they were across the line. And, yeah, like I said, Singleton with a fair breeze at their back. It is coming across a fair bit, but slightly in favour of the Singleton side this first half. So this time Jacobs, he'll go out the back. Jai Thorpe, he steps off his right before he's finally tackled. About 3 metres short of the Singleton line. Greta Branxton with their best attacking opportunity here. Jacobs throws the dummy, bounces off one, looks to score himself, but he's there's 3 Singleton defenders in there to defuse that situation. Maidham goes out to Harmer. Short tip on there, on to Young. And they've got numbers left if they can get it that way, the Greta Branxton side. Maidham looks to go for dummy half. They looked a bit scrappy. Did he drop it? No, he's...
The ball's come loose here now.
And looks like another penalty. So they'll look to settle it down now. They'll probably take it back to the 10 metres, reset, and then go again.
60 seconds on the clock here.
So they'll get a full attacking set here. Harmer, he steps off his right. He's been busy for the Greta Branxton side. Looks to crash over. Can't do so. Made him a dummy half. Jacobs looks to the inside. He goes outside. Flynn Mitchell on a Cody Westwood, the winger. Back off his right to the corner. And he's in.
Great try.
Cody Westwood scores for the Greta Branxton Colts. And as you mentioned earlier, Foxy, he's been very busy and very threatening on this right edge. And Greta Branxton posts their first points.
Yep, absolutely. Where they've been looking to score their points all game, and that's where it's come. Really impressed with young Jacobs there, the 5'8". I think he summed up that there's a bit of opportunity there on that edge. The winger for Singleton, he's shot in quite a bit and made some good defensive reads, but unfortunately couldn't shut down the play here. And Greta, like you said, massive confidence boost there heading into the break with points on the board now.
Still had a bit to do, Westwood there too, mate. It wasn't just a catch and put it over the line. He still had a couple to beat, come back off the right, then yeah, he did well to get there in the end. Yeah,
showed a bit of class, the winger. Flying red down the right edge here.
So the siren has gone on the halfback, so in the background, sorry. So Riley Maiden will have this daunting kick into the teeth of a very strong breeze to try and narrow that deficit to 6 going into the break.
Yeah, you said it earlier today that you think the win's about an 8 to 10 point margin, and they'll go into the break with potentially that 8 point margin or 6 if you're converting it. So to have the wind in the back behind you in the second half will prove exactly how much that 8 point margin is a factor.
So Maiden about to move in from the right touch line.
I'd say you look to drill it across the face of the uprights here, and the breeze just drafted it slightly back in, left to right for him,
He
and
slice it. Yeah,
shanked it.
Not his best one. And no goal, so that will take us into the half-time break. This Bengalla Group 21 Rugby League competition preliminary final here at Greta Central Oval on a blustery Father's Day. On the Muswellbrook Steel Suppliers scoreboard, Singleton Greyhounds 12, lead the Greta Branxton Colts 4. We'll take a short break. We'll be back with you shortly.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay, we're back here with the second half action of this under-18s preliminary final in the Group 21 Rugby League competition. A fairly entertaining first half. Foxy, Greta Branxton Colts buoyed by the that try just on the half-time bell, mate. 12-4 the scoreline. Singleton dominated the opening probably 25 minutes that half, but Colts hanging in there, mate.
Yeah, I think you'll find Mitch Hammond be quite happy with the way the young fellas stuck in. They showed a bit of resilience there. Like you said, the Greyhounds probably had the ascendancy. You find on their front and looked dominant quite early with their big forward pack. But nonetheless, the Colts, they hung in there. They showed some grit in defence, got the footy back in their hands, and come away with a try towards the end of the half there. And that pivotal eight-point buffer with the win that you talk about pre-game. We'll see how much of a deciding factor that'll be here with Greta running with the win behind them.
So still yet to take the further. Greta Colts getting their last little instructions here on Father's Day, as been mentioned plenty of times throughout the call. Very blustery northwester blowing here at Greta Central Oval today. And probably haven't seen as many bombs as I'd like to have seen, mate. Fullback's worst nightmare, big torpedo bombs in the when you got the wind blowing like this. So maybe this second half might see a few more.
Yeah, I'm sure Lewis Hughes has probably given Paddy Andrews some kicking advice in this shed here somewhere, ready for the big game this afternoon.
Okay, so the Colts come back out onto the field for this second half. They'll be defending the northern or river end in this second half of this match, with the Singleton Greyhounds defending the southern or highway end. Referee Anthony Worth will join us very shortly, back out in the middle and blow time on.
Just getting some half-time, last-minute advice himself.
For the remaining 30 minutes of this match.
The wind blowing a gale up here in the commentary box. In the back of the Souders transport truck we are. And
playing a bit of havoc with a bit of the technology around here too, I think.
Producer Reg is on the job here, trying to sort it out.
So we're back underway, and Davidson gets us underway there, and Flynn Mitchell with a strong carry for the first one of this half. Greta Branxton Colts look to work it off their line. Riley Maidham sends it out the back there, and that's Xavier Harmer. He had a strong first half, and he carts up, finds his front. Charlie Wilton, this time he tips on to Hunter O'Neill. He backs into the fence before he's driven back in a pretty strong tackle there from Cooper Meldrum. Once again, slow play the ball from Greta Branxton. They'll be looking to quicken that up this half.
Good
nice
tip on.
Pass there. He's in open space here, Mitchell. And it's called forward. Much to Mitchell's disgust as he summed things up. He was on his way to the fullback.
I don't know about that. It looked pretty good from where I was, but the touches, they're the ones paid to do the job, and unfortunate.
So, an unfortunate missed opportunity there from the Greta Branxton side. So
it's unlucky though. The two first-grade experienced boys in Vinnie Morris and Flynn Mitchell linking up there.
Nice exchange of passing there, wasn't it?
A great tip on there by the forwards.
So Singleton just working out who's going to feed the scrummer at the moment, this day and age. Who knows, but Davidson, the halfback, comes over and he's going to work the scrum, and Singleton will start their attacking raid just on the Greta Branxton side of halfway.
.28 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock.
Remaining on the clock. So out the back, comes out to Tyler Ward, and he sends it on to Jake Botfield. He bounces back in field. So Edwards back on the field at dummy half. The pocket rock for the Singleton Greyhounds. And this time it goes to Julian Stewart, and he works one forward. He makes himself probably about 8 or 9 metres before he's put on his back. Singleton Greyhounds looking left. They go that way. This time it goes to Davidson. He goes out the back onto the fullback Jerkins. And standing the tackle there was Hampstead.
There's a play not well in the backfield here.
One of the Greta Branxton Colts down there. I'm just trying to work out who it was.
Centre, I believe it is. No? 21, did you say? Chick, yep.
That's Henry O'Neill.
Singleton will probably see the positive in this stoppage. Chance to set up their back line movement.
Okay, so he's back onto his feet and back into the defensive line, and we're back underway. This time, lets a couple go at the bat, and this time it's Julian Stewart. Works towards the post. Singleton Greyhounds on the attack with a golden opportunity to post first points of this second half. This time it comes out the back. Backs into the fence before he's eventually felled in the tackle. Last play, Singleton Greyhounds. Dummy half, Edwards. He goes short to Julian Stewart looking to crash out. That's a great tackle and a change over there.
It's that young Harmer that made that try-saving tackle there. That was a great tackle.
Yeah, Vinnie Morris made the tackle one-on-one, ball and all. Stop a rampaging Julian Stewart there looking to cross the line. So Greta Branxton Colts looking to come off their line here. I'd say they'll be looking for an early kick here to get us out of here. That time it's Flynn Mitchell. He works it forward. Not with much ground there. And this time Vinnie Morris, the lock forward, shrugs off one. Comes back infield. Looks to straighten. He's met there up top there by big Rory Barry. Third man finally puts him on the ground. So it's a good run, about 15 metres in the end before he's eventually put down. Lewis Jacobs to the right. This time he goes, lets one go out there, and this time Ricky Dean absolutely up underneath the guts there and laid him flat on his back there. That was Edwards once again. Strong tackle. As pointed out earlier, he doesn't have to bend over too far to get up underneath the ball. Built very strongly and low to the ground. This time Hunter O'Neill. Slow play the ball. This time Jacobs be looking to lay the boot to the ball. It's not the longest kick, but it got a fairly favourable bounce there before the Singleton fullback Ryan Jerkins retrieves it. And he starts the Singleton set about 25 metres out from their own line.
Both sides just feeling their way into the second half here. Getting through their sets.
This time it's Eden Hampstead, centre three-quarter, looking for a bit of work there. He takes it up over the 30-metre line. This time it's Barry. He backs into the defence. Looked out the back for an offload, but safely takes it to the ground. And Davidson turns it back on the inside this time to Cooper Meldrum, looking to inject himself a bit more into this half. Edwards at dummy half. Davidson, early kick. So that one's outside the 41. And he'll find touch.
It's not a bad kick into the breeze here.
It's a pretty good set for the Singleton Greyhounds, mate. They'll be happy with that. Settle things down. It'll be turned over to the Greta Branxton side. They're 20 metres out from their own line, so back in the arm wrestle once again. Grinding away in this early in this second half. Preliminary final, as mentioned earlier, Scone already through to the grand final, so the winner of this will advance to take on Scone. And for the loser, it's Mad Monday tomorrow.
Indeed.
So on to Xavier Harmer. He takes it forward once again before he's flung to the ground. Riley made him a dummy half. He looked for a quick play of the ball, but haven't got too many of those this match to the Greta Branxton side. Spin it wide out there to Brody Grant in the green headgear. He steps back on the inside, taking a fraction high, but allowed to go. Quick play of the ball. There it is. We spoke about it. This time on it tips on there to Mitchell. He's putting a strong tackle there from Julian Stewart over the top. Slows things right down. And he's been hurting that tackle there, Flynn Mitchell. It was a strong tackle. I didn't see anything too illegal about it.
Yeah, I'd agree. There didn't seem to be anything too bad about it. But I'm really starting to Been impressed by the interchange and passing from Vinnie Morris there. Starting to link up and starting to just find some ascendancy and quick play the balls.
Middle three, you're correct there. You might have just caught one on the way down onto the chop anyway. He's tough as nails, Flynn Mitchell. He'll play the ball here very shortly as the boys are starting to take the water in him. You're getting a few dry throats out there with this Wesley Breeze not assisting in any way in that area. So Greta Branxton will continue with the play of the ball here. Charlie Wilton throws a dummy. Got a little bit tangled up there with Hunter O'Neill was in his left pocket, so he decided to take the tackle. Made him at dummy half. Goes out to Jacobs. And it's a bit of a nothing kick to the fullback. Didn't have any height about it, depth about it or anything, so it's a fairly simple one there.
Easy diffusion.
Ryan Jerkins. So Singleton Greyhounds looking to work off their own line now. And this time it's Jack Ford. He carts one up. And that's a strong carry there from the Singleton lock forward. That's Cooper Meldrum, wasn't he? He goes forward and he's still going forward, taking 2 or 3 with him.
Starting to come to life, isn't he?
He is, mate. And this time it's Rory Barry. He loses the ball. Play on, is it? On the back. Now he's lost the... Well, that was an interesting passage of play. It was scrappy. It had everything. It was attempted kick there at the end, and in the end it's going to be a turnover to the Greta Branxton side.
Yeah, nonetheless, Greta happy to take the call their way. Just trying to look. Did Flynn Mitchell's still on the field? I was wondering if he went off after that head knock. They definitely need him and Vinnie Morris to continue to link up with each other as they try to find ways to get through this Singleton defence. Wouldn't mind seeing the fullback, Jai Thorpe, with his hands on the footy a little bit more too. He's been dangerous a few times. He has touched it.
Right, mate. Here we go. And this is him with the ball now, mate. Just spoke about it. But, not much happening on that play. He's happy to take the tackle. Here's Flynn Mitchell this time. A little bit of footwork. Shrugs off one. Says, get out of my way there to big Julian Stewart. Shrugged him off the way, but Stewart comes again. He finished him off a second time. Slow play. There's the penalty.
That's a fair call.
Look for a quick tap there. Julian Stewart saying to referee Anthony Worth there that he'd been held by the jumper, which may have been the case, but nevertheless a penalty to Greta Branxton. They'll start their set. This time Xavier Harmer. He goes across field. Another strong carry. He's been very busy this game. Been impressed with him. Maidham goes on to Brody Grant. He carts one up the right back row in the green headgear. Out the back, bit of depth about it. Lewis Jacobs drops one.
It's looking promising here, the back line too.
Had a little bit of a look there at the oncoming traffic. Singleton Greyhounds were up in his face fairly quick there, Lewis Jacobs, but a let off there for the Greyhounds.
Yeah, unfortunate. He's been probably one of the better players for the Colts so far today, young Jacobs, and he probably just summed up his options a little bit before catching the footy.
Yeah, I'll say, mate, you've got to have the ball first before you decide what we're going to do with it. And see it happen to the best of them, even in the NRL. So Singleton will work it off their line now. That's Botfield. He'll take the first carry. So 14 back on the field now, Reed Stamp. He says it on to Barry, the try scorer from the first half. He's wrapped up in a strong tackle there from Harmer and also Brody Grant over the top. So Cooper Meldrum with a strong, and Singleton Graham, they've put it down again, just dropped there. It's almost Jaden Brumby. Spilled his beans, spilt the lollies, and Greta Branxton will have a scrum just their side of halfway.
That's probably, 2 or 3 sets in a row. Singleton given the opportunity to Greta to march into their own half.
Coach won't be happy with that, mate. So I'll be looking to just settle down the next time they get the ball and complete a set and get a kick downfield and ask Greta Branxton to come off their own line.
Yeah, big Nelson Gardner and Jacob Brinken, the coaches of the Singleton boys. Couple of forwards. Forwards aren't happy when they have to work in defence, so I'm sure as hell they wouldn't be happy with them giving Greta the football here.
So this is Hunter O'Neill now for the Greta Branxton side. Comes back in field. He beat a couple of defenders before he's eventually taken. Riley made him on to Harmer. Steps off the right. Back in field, crosses the 40-metre line. So Greta Branxton 2 plays down, 35 metres out from the Singleton line. What can they do this set? Maidham goes out this time, it's Flynn Mitchell. And there's a penalty, Singleton all inside the 10. A little bit too enthusiastic to get off the line there. There's a quick tap from Maidham. Did he catch him napping? And this could be a sin bin here. Professional foul.
I think that's 100% agree with you there.
We're probably lucky to stay on the field there. The Singleton player who made that, I wasn't sure it was who made that tackle, but nevertheless, once again, Flynn Mitchell asked the question. He says, Anthony Worth, why was that not a sin binning? But nevertheless, play back underway. This time Harmer. He looked left, but noticed there was no one there to accept the pass, so he done the next best thing, just tuck it under the arm and accepted the tackle. Maidham. This time it goes to Wilton. And just jogs into the fence before Meldrum met him in a strong ball and all tackle, one-on-one. Vinnie Morris stands in the tackle. Look to work, but this time Maidham tries to go from dummy half. Does well to stay in the field, does he or not? He's in a touch eventually. The cavalry arrive from the Singleton side and they come over and they put him in a touch and Maidham not happy. He slams the ball down.
I'll tell you who'd be more upset about that play than Riley is probably the two halves there.
Exactly right, and probably the coach, Mitch Hammer, wouldn't be real happy about it either, mate, when they're stacked out to the right and tried a little sneaky blindside play.
Yeah, hooker shooting down the blind with two defenders already there is probably not the option.
Everything's good in hindsight if he scores the try, I suppose. Oh,
well.
Hit over the top and lost the ball.
He's
absolutely out cold, and she's on there. There's a melee. They come running in from everywhere. Settle down, boys, as there's an injured player on the ground. That's where more the concern's about.
100%. That's the main call that they've got to watch out for here. I think you'll find that I think that flared up. Just the Singleton boys unhappy with the guy standing over the injured player.
Thanks, Luke.
As our refreshments and our snacks arrive to the commentary box here. Thank you, Ashley.
Thanks to Ash Reynolds for that. Done well.
Temper's still flaring with pushing and shoving. Absolute peas being blown out of the whistle here, trying to separate the boys here.
Trying to separate the boys. So, Greta Branxton boys, you stand back on the 30. Singleton boys, you stand back on the 10. We'll assess the situation.
The main concern is the Singleton player that's obviously down hurt here. He hasn't moved too much since the initial impact. I believe it was Riley Maidham, and
it was who provided the hit. Obviously, not too happy about being pushed into touch earlier on. But who's the Singleton player down, mate?
I'm not too sure. I haven't seen a number. I'm trying to sort of pick him out of the Singleton boys who's not there. He's got white headgear on.
Oh, that's the 11 there.
Brumby.
Young
Brumby, who's been quite good for the Singleton boys so far. Take a couple of bites of the beautiful beef and gravy rolls here while we get a chance here. And the referee's converging here to discuss what's going on in the little ruckus. It's definitely needed for the Colts that hit. They needed something to get the footy back in their hands, and it's unfortunate that the Singleton players down in the instance of this. Bruce Connolly and staff out there attending. Quite the discussion from the referees trying to break down everything that's happened. $18 minutes to go in this under-18s fixture, and Brumby's just sat up, which is a good sign, positive sign for the young fella.
Looking a bit dazed. I don't think he knows where he is at the moment, mate. So fair chance he'll be being escorted from the field.
Yeah, he does look very dazed, unfortunately, and positive sign to see him sitting up by himself, though, and he's in the best hands possible there. And I'd say that'd be the end of his game, and he'll be replaced. But again, positive. That's the main thing. The player welfare here.
Our hard-working producer Steve Reynolds in the background, getting things sorted. Stressing out here today, but them the breaks in our technology.
Yeah, just
brought to you by Footy Fever here today. Preliminary finals of the Group 21 Rugby League competition. First day of spring and a very blustery one it is here.
So Jaden Brumby, good to see him back on his feet, and he's assisted off the field.
Be interested to see what the referee calls here. He's actually having a chat to the trainer of the Greta Branxton Colts, which is surprising here. Unsure why.
So Flynn Mitchell here, the Greta Branxton captain, has been called out on. Obviously Worthy, but we're not mic'd up to the referees today when they're not on audio, so pretty sure he'd be just saying something along the lines of, you know, control your boys. We've got 18 minutes left in this match. Let's, you know, finish the game nice and clean. I'd say he'll do the same to the Singleton side as well. Main concern, though, like I said, the player was down prone on the ground, and yeah, the melee broke out over him and could have caused more injuries. So there's 10 minutes there for Flynn Mitchell.
Wow.
There we go.
I'm guessing that they've ruled that it was high. That's got to be where the
right.
the 10 in the bin is. I honestly, from where we were sitting, I thought it was just a massive hit. Yeah. I guess when you look at Brumby was down, there's obviously been contact with their head at some point, and Greta crowd absolutely not happy with the call though, and nonetheless,
they get the penalty here, and they'll come off their own line. Do we see a status quo here from the Singleton side?
Yeah,
they got the two players that were first to come in. Still probably none the wiser to what these sin binnings are, or potential sin binnings are for.
The Greta Branxton crowd just giving their advice on what the call should be. $18 minutes on the clock, so whoever, obviously Flynn Mitchell, and if there's another player goes to the bin, they'll come back into this ball game with 8 minutes to go.
There you go, he's got 10 as well. So it's a status quo as predicted. So that's the
young Hampstead.
Hampstead, the centre three-quarter for Singleton. So he's having a bit to say to the Greta Branxton players as he walks off the field, but just take your medicine, mate, and go to the sheds and come back to refresh and all ready to go with about 8 minutes left on the clock.
And Singleton with the penalty on the back of it as well.
And the signal there was a little bit of a facial in the ground, apparently, with the penalties for. So,
well, maybe the hit itself was okay, and it was just the ruckus that happened afterwards. They found that the Greta Branxton players were the penalised side on the back of it.
There's a line finder for Singleton. They'll start their set about 30 metres out from their own line. So let's see a little bit of fire in this set, I'd say. Big shot attempted there from Charlie Wilton. He come up empty-handed. It was a good run from Jake Ball there, the Singleton back rower. This time he goes on to Julian Stewart, and that's a strong carry. He works it up to halfway. Reed Stamp at dummy half for the Singleton side. This time it goes on to Barry, the first half try scorer. He works towards the middle, and it's another 10 metres. Quick play of the ball once again, which has been the case for the majority of the game for the Singleton side, winning the ruck. This time it's the fullback Ryan Jerkins injecting himself into the back line. Comes out the back there now, and Cooper Meldrum, who's had a lot better second half, a little fraction quiet in the first half to his standards. Singleton on the attack, quick play of the ball. Reed Stamp goes out the back here. Cooper Meldrum, he's done more than being involved. He scored the Singleton's third try of the match. And that's exactly what the doctor ordered for the Singleton Greyhounds.
Yeah, well called there, Mirrors. That was a great set by the Greyhounds. They just rolled and rolled and rolled, and ultimately the markers just couldn't get in the position there to shut down the hooker, and Meldrum backing up after a great carry.
Far too quick, mate. That's way down the field. They've advanced, 70 metres down the field in 4 plays, just on the back of those quick play the balls.
Musbrook Steel Supplies scoreboard will now read 16 points to 4 in the favour of the Singleton Greyhounds. Cooper Meldrum, absolutely been outstanding this second half. We thought he was a little bit quiet and they needed a bit more from him in the second half, and he's obviously heard the call and been probably the best on the field in this second half.
Yep, couldn't agree more there, Foxy. So is that the try that breaks the Greta Branxton Colts back? Singleton look to finish this game stronger of the two sides. A 12-point buffer, possibly he should really kick this to make it 14. That's a more than a 2-try game with 15 minutes on the clock. Might be just out of the Greta Branxton Colts range, but we'll soon see.
Yeah, 100% agree with you there, Mirrors. Is this the straw that breaks the camel's back, so to say, with the Colts are going to have to find something deep here, and especially with their key player, Flynn Mitchell, off the field for the next, probably seven minutes left in the bin for him by the time this ball gets back underway here. The Greyhounds looking to make it a grand final rematch.
So Ryan Jerkins from just to the left of the uprights moves in, strikes it, and has a little trouble. So the Musselbrook Steel Supply scoreboard now reads the Singleton Greyhounds 18, Greta Branxton Colts 4, with just over 15 minutes remaining.
I think if I was the Greta boys, I don't want to be too deflated.
Look where Riley made him take this kick off from, mate. About a metre east side halfway, he goes low and towards the sideline, wait for the bounce. But it's a favourable one there for the Singleton Greyhounds. Jake Ball, and he brings it back infield. Safe play there from the Singleton back row. So stamp at dummy half. Sends it on to the centre three-quarter, and Jake Botfield looking for some work. So Singleton Greyhounds. Completion is a premium after points. This time it goes on to Isaac Adamsway. That's a good strong carry. He works up towards halfway. So Davidson, he sends a short pass, and that's Cooper Meldrum, the try scorer. 2 plays left on this set. And that time it's Barry, and that's play number 5 there for the Singleton Greyhounds. It's been a good set after points here, Foxy.
Yeah,
well, they got on the
absolutely.
end of it. We're going to see a skyscraper. We're going to go left. And it's just a little chip kick into the back play. Allowed to bounce.
Taken out
there.
I think he's played advantage.
Waiting for an advantage somewhere. And there it is back here.
Yeah, you touched on it there. What were they going to come up with on the last? And we haven't seen it yet. The testing bomb in these conditions. Just put it into no man's land and get numbers around it. And I think you'll find you'll come up with a more positive result than not.
That's right. I never played too much fullback in my day, Foxy, but I know one kick I wouldn't want to be diffusing in these conditions today.
Yeah.
And that's been lost. Riley made him. His unhappy day continues. Blowing up Deluxe once again. So 6 again here. Fuller running here. The Singleton Greyhounds. Ball's on the deck.
Oh.
And what do we got this time? A penalty, says Anthony Worth. What's that one for?
He hasn't tackled without the footy.
Tackled without the footy.
I didn't see that in back play. I was watching the footy, but
Okay, so Singleton Greyhounds looking to put the foot on the throat there as Barry. He charges forward towards the line.
this is the test for the Colts. They need to stop him here.
A real acid test here. Davidson turns it back on the inside there. And that time that was Cooper Meldrum, the try scorer. Gets up and plays the ball. Quick one out the back. This time it goes through to Tyler Ward. So slow play of the ball there from Jake Ball. They come right, Ward again. Short pass. And it's called forward. Little tip on it. Was great hands, but just marginally travelled forward. So a let off there for the Greta Branxton Colts.
Massive sigh of relief because he went through almost untouched on that line.
That would have been the ball game. So the Greta Branxton Colts with a life.
12 minutes 20 left on the clock. There's still plenty of time in this ball game, but I think they need to find something here in this set. They need to have a really good kick and get some field position to start with.
Exactly right, mate. If they can't come up with points, they got a field position. They got a deep kick down there and make Singleton come off their line to try and force an error. So Maidham, as mentioned earlier, he can cover a lot of positions. He started at the 9 position. He's feeding the scrum here now. So Jacobs looking to a bit more involvement here in this final stages of the game as Jai Thorpe, the fullback. He's cut down and a nice tackle there underneath. That's a strong tackle over the top there by the Greyhounds once again. I think Kane Aisco was the bloke bringing it forward. He wasn't happy with the tackle, and Riley made him. This time he bumps one up forward and he takes it up to 30 metre. That's a relieving penalty to the Greta Branxton side. Made him looking to quick cap. Worthy says, no, I haven't given you a mark there. So I'd say he'll take the kick for touch this time.
I'll tell you, the Singleton coaches wouldn't be happy with that, Mirrors. With the ascendancy in the game they've got, the last thing they want to be doing is giving Greta field position to roll up the field on back-to-back penalties.
And they're going to take the tap this time. I think it's, I was going to say Hunter O'Neill, but it wasn't. That was actually Bridge that took that one up. Vinnie Morris to lock forward. take more of a leadership role now with the front row forward. Flynn Mitchell still with a few minutes left in the bin. This time Kane Aisco. He's put down and worked over in the tackle. Slow play of the ball. And that's Ned Hayes on the field there for the Greta Branxton side. Number 16 as they spread it to the right. Come back infield. And that's, was that Henry O'Neill, I think, over on the right-hand side. It is. He gets up not happy with proceedings there. Jacobs didn't have many options. He goes himself. Jacobs makes half a break before he's flung to the ground.
Put it to the heavens, boys.
So last play, they're going to go to the short side. Probably not the man you want kicking the ball, Vinnie Morris, but it's not a bad one. Asking Single to come off their own line, and that's the fullback Ryan Jerkins, 10 metres out from their own line.
They have not tested the fullback once today, have they?
Exactly right. So 2 players and Singleton 15 metres out from their own line. Can't give a penalty away here, the Greta Branxton side. This time it's Cooper Meldrum. Had a strong second half. He's been their best this second half, no doubt about it. He works it up over 20. This time the numbers, that's Nate Howlett this time. Put on his back. So a couple of players left on this set. This time it goes from Tyler Ward. He goes out the back there to the fullback Jerkins. He's through. Comes to the fullback. Gets around. Oh, great tackle there. Jai Thorpe made the tackle. Last play. Singleton Greyhounds. They shift to the left. Davidson. They're going to run it out there, and that's the other wing 3/4, Jack Ford. And that's going to be a handover to the Greta Branxton side. It was a promising set of 6, and they decided to run on the 5th tackle here, mate. They rolled the dice, and a bit of desperate scramble from the Greta Branxton side diffused any further points.
Yeah, 100%. The Greta Branxton boys there fighting hard to scramble and save the day there. And 8 minutes 50 on the clock, and I believe there's about 50 seconds until Flynn Mitchell comes back onto the field. They just need to, I'd be looking for maybe a kick on the 3rd or the 4th here and really turn the Singleton boys around and look for a 40-20. They haven't looked for a 40-20 or to test the fullback out yet, and I think now's the time they've got to do it.
Okay, so Blake Bridge works it off the line for the Greta Branxton Colts. What have they got in the bag? Well, they chance their arm with something a little bit flamboyant. Charlie Wilton, he looks around for options, but the steps off his right and he goes. Little short pass. Here he goes, Vinnie Morris. He's through. Vinnie Morris. Short pass out of Jacobs. He's up over the 40. Quick play the ball needed. Jai Thorpe at dummy half. On to Maidham. Injects himself. Lukey Dean. Out to the winger. Henry O'Neill. Back on the inside. And thrown away. And Singleton diffused the situation. That was fairly enterprising play for the Greta Branxton side. They needed it.
It was looking good, looking promising, and unfortunately they found the wrong hands there on the support play.
So Singleton looking to set it down now. That's the fullback Jerkins, I believe, with the ball. He'll get up and play it. And that's Barry, the first half try scorer, steps off the right. Nice little bit of footwork from the front row forward.
Both teams back to their full 13 here for the last 7.5 minutes.
That's Edwards back on the foil for the Greta Branxton, for the Singleton side as well. Throws off one bumping run there. Get out of my way, he says to the number 15, Isaac Adamthwaite. He'll eventually play the ball. And Jackson Maskey down here, the right winger, took the safe option and come back in field. Last play there from the Singleton Greyhounds. Tyler Ward, he's going to put it in the air. There we go. We spoke about it the rest of the game. And fairly well taken there from Jai Thorpe.
Safe as houses, and he probably knew he was going to get whacked afterwards there.
He caught one for his trouble. Here's Cody Westwood, Greta Branxton, looking something flamboyant this set. You spoke about earlier, Foxy. One feels they have to score this set to have any chance of causing an upset here.
100% agree with you.
He's
good
back
offload.
on the field there. There's Flynn Mitchell back on the field with a good offload. Lewis Jacobs looking to further himself in this game. So Ned Hayes at dummy half. They come the right. Mitchell, this time out's Cody Westwood. One in from the wing this time. I'd say he's playing right centre, and you got Henry O'Neill on the right wing. This time they come left, Flynn Mitchell, back from his little stint in the bin. He straightens one up and 40 metres out. Last tackle.
Numbers
Will
down
we
this
see a
left
bomb?
edge.
They're going to run it. Goes on to Wilton. Little chip and chase. Will it set up? Got a favourable bounce to the Singleton Greyhounds. And well diffused there from Ryan Jerkins at the back. So not a bad set from the Greta Branxton side, but well diffused from Singleton as they work their way off their own line this time. And a relieving penalty. A relieving penalty to the Singleton side. Lack of discipline, Greta Branxton inside the 10.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's happened far too many times for the Greta Branxton Colts. Just a lazy penalty
Just
there.
let them off the hook.
Yeah, I know the urgency they needed to get out of the line and try and force an error, but first and foremost, you've got to be onside and listening to the ref.
Okay, so Singleton looking to put the final nail in the coffin here. So they go wide, and this time Botfield. He works one to the middle. He's lost it first tackle.
They needed that, the Colts. Greta Branxton
Loose
boys,
carry.
5.5 minutes on the clock. It's good to come this set, you'd believe, wouldn't you, Mirrors?
Absolutely, mate.
You don't want to leave it too late for the charge. 14-point margin. They need three cracks at the try line. They need at least one now to prolong this game. Jacobs,
Not
he's
in any
been...
hurry to pack the scrum either, mate.
No.
With the time ticking down.
Yeah, the urgency. I'd be Mitch Hammond probably wouldn't be too happy about the laziness there to get that
All
scrum
right, so
back.
Jacobs looking to take on the line. Goes it wide. They're into the back line there, Jai Thorpe. And that's fairly well read there by Davidson, the Singleton halfback. So that's Dominic Booth on the field there. Sorry, the playing on the right wing there for the Greta Branxton Colts in the headgear. Riley made him. A little bit of fancy footwork before he's fairly well contained there from the Nate Howlett, the Singleton back rower on the field. Jacobs, well taken there by Charlie Wilton. Wasn't the best pass either, but Blake Bridge, he'll come back in field. Looking to link up with someone here. If he can, it's on.
They got the
It is
numbers
there.
now.
It's Mitchell if they go to the right. Straightens it up the right. Oh, through the razzle-dazzle out the back, and they've still got the ball, the Greta Branxton side. What have we got? 3 plays left on this set. Ned Hayes goes out there. Quick pass out to Cody Westwood. Back on the inside. Nice little short exchange there. 1, 2, 3. And they're 4 metres out from the Singleton line. Must score in this next play, you'd think. They spread it to the left. Wilton out the back. Not the best pass again. Blake Bridge. He's going to put it on the toe. It's kicked again. They're still on. Oh!
He's Trent Barrett it.
Opportunity.
Oh, no.
Someone's called it Trent Barrett back in the day. Just had to dive on the ball, and a golden opportunity goes at begging for the Greta Branxton side. And
Is that their last shot,
That's
you
probably
reckon?
their last throw of the dice.
I think they needed that try to come to hand there because 3.5 minutes on the clock. The Sandy of the hourglass is going to prove a factor here.
So Singleton, as predicted, not in any hurry to get play back underway here as they Cooper Meldrum, he's just going to carry it up. You wouldn't think safety first this set. You think they just cut 4 or 5 up, mate, and then they'll just boot the ball along and defend the set, and that'll just about take them through to a grand final. No,
What would we
they've proven
know?
me wrong. Once again, down the left flank there goes, that's Baskey, wasn't it?
They've sealed the game here.
Sealed the game there. Don't worry about locking it up. Sorry, that was Jack Ford that made that break down the inside. Who scored that try? Come to the fullback and summed it up
There's
beautifully.
a bit of a melee in back play. Riley Maidham's not happy with probably a bit of the back chat that he's copped on the way downfield. Singleton boys need to be careful here. They obviously got a grand final to play next week. Flynn Mitchell, he's beside himself in back play. He's upset. Obviously the result hasn't panned out the way he would have liked. I tell you what though, really Hayden Davidson, the halfback for Singleton, I've been really impressed with his game. Good kicking game in both sides of the wind, and then a great ball there to release the winger down the touchline when we thought they should probably just settle the game.
Yep, that's right, mate. So who went up scoring back on the inside there? Was it the centre?
Hampstead.
Hampstead, it
Number
was
3,
the centre,
yep. Fresh legs after his 10 in the bin.
Yep.
So 22 points to 4 on the Musbrook Steel Supplies scoreboard.
It's been a fairly entertaining game, mate, once again, as was the Ladies League Tag game. So hopefully that continues the trend for the 2 remaining matches here this afternoon.
Yeah, it's been a great afternoon of footy. 2 cracking games here, and yeah, this under-18s game's been full of energy, full of intensity, and the boys letting off a bit of steam, but nonetheless some really good footy being played as well.
So as mentioned earlier, Scone awaits the winner, which will be Singleton in this match. So went down to the wire last week, like you said. It was only in the last 2 minutes that game was won, with Scone 18-14 taking out that match. So I'm pretty sure Singleton will go into that match still with a lot of confidence next week up at Scone.
I think you'll find a similar thing happened last year. Scone went through to the big dance, and Singleton come into the grand final and knocked them off in the under-18s
Exactly
fixture.
right, here it was.
Yeah, right here in front of us. And yeah, look, anything's possible, isn't it? Under-18s, I spoke with Reg in the pre-game. It's the best years of football. As Jerkins comes in and slots that one. He's been perfect with the boot today. 24 points to 4, 20-point margin with a minute 15 left on the clock.
Okay, we expect a short kick.
Yeah, why not? Give it a go. Give something for your family and friends to have a shot, go down, throw and fight, throw on hands, so to say. Probably not really, but firing
literally.
Firing shots with your attacking footy, hopefully.
You don't need any more indiscretions in this match in the dying 60 seconds. So off the mount she goes. So once again, this Wesley breeze continues to cause havoc there as Jacobs runs one along the ground and safely taken there by Jake Ball, and he works it back in field, which should be the final set of the game here for the Singleton Greyhounds. Safety first, Reed step at dummy half, and that's Ty Reed on the field, getting a little bit of taste of the action.
Still going,
bumping off 3, letting go, and the headgear, Ty Reed bumps off, and that's a 25-metre carry. Well done, Ty. Quick play the ball. Up he goes, Davidson. He's been strong this whole game. And Cooper Meldrum inside. He'll look to shift one around the corner. What a great pass. On to Jerkins there as he goes away.
The winger's away.
The winger's away. And what a fantastic try to the Singleton Greyhounds. Jack Ford that time.
I reckon they played their best attacking foot in the last 5 minutes when we thought they should just put the queue in the rack.
Queue in the rack, mate. They said, don't worry about the queue in the rack. Let's take a little bit of confidence in next week. And right on the bell. It started there from the big bumping run from the front row forward replacement, Ty Reed. Went through the hands. Cooper Meldrum, an outstanding round the corner pass, resulting in a try there to Jack Ford, the wing 3/4, and Singleton to finish this game on a massive high.
I'll tell you what, the bloke that played predominantly first grade all year, Cooper Meldrum, we touched on he was a little bit quiet in the first half, but this second half, he's dead set taking the game by the scruff of the neck and made it his own, hasn't he?
Certainly has, mate. He's been instrumental in this second half performance, and yeah, what they end up with 18 unanswered points this second half, and they taking a kick for goal. He is. I didn't know whether he just decline the kick and get out of here, but so 25 metres out.
Probably a good chance to pay credit to the Greta Branxton Colts. Is this the first year back in the under-18s fixture for the boys?
It has been, mate, for a few years.
So it's promising. We spoke about the under-18s competitions probably died off a little bit in terms of numbers, and for Greta Branxton Colts to get a side back together and be quite competitive, actually,
yep.
and a lot of boys pushing up, playing grade football in first grade, it's promising for the future of our juniors competition.
It is, mate. And yeah, like I said, just a 14 competition, but all teams were fairly competitive this year.
Yeah, even the game last week, I think it was quite close between the Greta Branxton Colts.
Good strike there from Jerkins and across the face. So that does complete full time here in this under-18s preliminary final. Greta Branxton bow out after a fairly successful season. And Singleton advanced through to the grand final of the big dance next week up at Scone Park, where they'll take on the locals, Scone Thoroughbreds. Congratulations to the Greyhounds. 28 points to 4, running out winners here. Thanks to Foxy, co-commentary, mate. We'll have a quick spell, and we'll have a quick sip and a bite, and we'll get back onto the reserve grade preliminary final very shortly.
Absolutely. Good call, Mirrors.